Thanks, guys.
Are they doing open houses on it or it's occupied?
We can do, no, we're not setting open houses, but we can show the property. I've got it within 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
Because his ex-wife is profitable right now. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Just make a business plan and then so you can just pull up the other. Okay.
Also, one more thing, if anyone's looking for commercial leads, I have on West Folsom, 4 units next to each other. And we will rent all 4 of it. If it's one per, that's a source of the student. So give me a call. Thanks, man.
Oh.
All right.
It's my first day.
Oh, okay, hi. I'm glad. I do not, the total phone.
Morning.
Hi, good morning.
The TV's talking now.
What's on it? Samantha?
And I suggested.
Yes.
And then you don't have to.
Hi, good morning.
Can you see me?
Yes,
Is it-
you look nice.
Is this the camera right here?
Yes.
It'll
that-
fall. It's supposed to follow you.
Right there.
Follow,
Yeah.
follow me. Follow me. Now we're gonna move it a little bit over here. That. Pick it up a little bit.
We can see it up there.
Oh, there it is. All right, good. We're 2 minutes away. We're waiting for this room to get filled. Once it gets filled, then we'll get started. No, I'm kidding. All right, if you, yeah, you put that one up and let me hand this one out over here. Now, this is something I want you guys, you too,
Thank you so much.
to put on your wall, okay? Right in front of you. I want you to have this right in front of you every day. And you're gonna know why I want you to have it there every day. So first of all, let me just talk to you a little bit about what the reason for this class is and how it's impacted me, my life. I won't take too much of that because it's not about me, it's about you guys. But I was working for Wells Fargo and I had a manager that said, you know, you're very good at doing this and doing that, but you have a little bit of issues in your scheduling and your follow-up. Now raise your hand if anybody here has a little problem with that. Okay. So I said, sure. What do you want me to do? He goes, I want you to go to an all-day class, which is Franklin Covey planning. Have you ever seen the planners from Covey, Franklin Covey? They're planners, they have tabs, Monday, Tuesday to do everything. And people used to walk around with them before. You guys remember before the phones started being your calendar? People will walk around with a little notebook or a binder. Yeah, like that one. And people would, you know, walk around and say, okay, I'm going to my meeting. And they would sit down and, you know, take notes and how you doing and take notes, you know. They would always have it. So I went to this class and the one thing that they told me is you have to have one calendar, one CRM, just one calendar. Now, everybody here, I already talked to her about it, so she knows what I'm talking about. Everybody here would normally bring their little notepad to take notes. That's great. But I'm hoping that after today, you do not do that anymore. Because the notepads really don't last. You know, you put notes, then you go to another notepad, then you go to another notepad, and then you have to come back and look for it. And I'm gonna go into that, but to finish up the story. So I went to the class after 3 times that I rescheduled it. That was really bad. I had a class to go all day and I was like, why do I gotta go all day to learn how to make an appointment? It's simple. What time do you want to meet? Okay, yeah, I have it available. Simple. It's not about that. It's a mental thing and a strategy that you have to have in your life to plan your day, your week, your whole life. Fast forward, I came out of the class. It was the best class I've ever had. I still teach it. The best class I went to. I've been to Zig Ziglar. I've been to Anthony Robbins. I've been to, everybody that you could think of, management, do this, do that. Good classes. But the one I went to all day for planning was the best. It was the best. It impacted my life so much that I want to give it back. Okay? So one of the things that I did with you is I gave you one of these forms, okay? And we're gonna start with this. A couple of things we're gonna do, but this is really, really important for you to know, okay? First of all, every day we fall under one of these quadrants. It's called quadrants form. Every day we fall under this quadrant. I'm gonna start with the first one. It's very important. The first one is urgent and important. Falls under urgent and important. You see up here? Urgent and important. Boom. Now, what is urgent and important to you besides this one? A crisis, pressing problems, deadline-driven projects. You have to have this project by this time. That's urgent and important. What else can be urgent and important? Family. My kid, got hurt at school. You don't care what you have on your planner. You drop everything and you go do it. Your mom is sick or something happened or somebody was in a car accident. Those things you really don't plan for. So we don't want to be here. As a matter of fact, most of our day, we're not here. Maybe sometimes we have a problem that we have to solve, but for the most part, we don't want to be in this quadrant. This is a quadrant that is, you're stressed, something urgent, a crisis, important. It's urgent and important. Correct? Now, one thing that I learned is what's urgent and important to you, what's your name?
Pam.
Pam, what's urgent and important to you might not be important and urgent to me, correct? So sometimes you may want to impose what's important and urgent on me. And a lot of times we do it. Oh, yeah. And it really messes up our day because we're doing something for somebody else because it's important and urgent to you, but not to me. Well, hopefully after this class and a couple of techniques that I'm going to give you, you're going to realize and say, inside your mind, don't tell them that what's important and urgent to you is really not important and urgent to me. So I'm sorry. I have my schedule for today. I need to keep it. I came out with an attitude from this class, telling people, when they would tell me, hey, Oscar, would you like to meet with me today? Because I got something really important I want to talk to you about. I would go, I didn't budget you for my day today. Have you ever heard of that word? I didn't budget you for my day today. And some people were saying, what are you talking about, budget? Oh yeah, I didn't make room today for you. I have my own important things I gotta do. And I can't let you make them important. Make your urgent and important, my urgent and important. So this is the first one. Now we're gonna go down. Things that are urgent but are not important. We're gonna get to the meat and potatoes. This is kind of like the dessert. And then we're gonna go to some homework, okay? So we're gonna have a good class. So the second one is not important but urgent. But what does that mean? It's not important, but it's something that's urgent. And these are distractions that other people try to give us, or we make them, okay? One of them is interruptions. Somebody comes into your office and decides to just start talking about an issue, a problem, and they kind of take a long time, 30 minutes, half an hour talking to you. So those are distractions. We get them all the time. We sometimes get a call that is not worth nothing. So we have to learn that those are distractions. We don't want to be here. But they exist. We can't be like in a little bubble saying, nobody distracts me. I'm always going to be focused. No, there's going to be distractions, but you have to know about them. Some mail. I remember a boss of mine, they used to get into the office and go over their mail, like for about 30, 40 minutes. Go do that at home, go do that at another time. This is not the time. So sometimes we get caught up with our bills, with mail, etc., reports, we're looking at them. And sometimes it's because we have fear to do what we're supposed to be doing. And we're gonna get to it. But we're always gonna have distractions. Some meetings, not this one, is a distraction. Some meetings are like, it's a waste of time. Why am I in that meeting? It's like, I could be making calls, I could be, door knocking, I could be making money. And I gotta sit in this class, that talks about goals or talks about, making calls or whatever. It may just not be something that you wanna be in. Those are distractions. So pick the meetings that you're gonna go to. Proximate, pressing matters, of course, they're urgent, but they're not important. Okay. Popular activities. Well, popular activities may be, I like to go golfing. That's where you're at a lot of the time. I like to go shopping. Maybe that's where you're at. During your lunch, maybe you go and do something that distracts you. We all have it, sports, beauty, exercise, whatever. Sometimes there are distractions, especially if we're doing it during business hours. We can get caught up in those distractions. So now let's go to the top right. These are important, but not urgent. There's a difference between urgency and important. Now, this is important. This is where you want to be at 90% of the day. This is where you want to be at. Prevention, capability improvement, and that is getting better. Do you know that you need to invest time in yourself to do self-improvement? Sometimes we take care of our children, take care of our husband or wife, we take care of other people. We're always taking care of people, looking after them. But sometimes we forget about taking care of ourselves. So where you want to be is improving yourself. Today, you're improving yourself. This is something that's going to help you improve it. You're going to see shortly. So this is where you would want to be improving yourself, maybe cold calling. You know that they have cold calling scripting here many mornings. Scripting. That's preparing. This is where you need to be at. Every coach will coach you if you're football, basketball, hockey. You have to have a coach telling you what to do. And many of the successful teams succeed because they have a good coach. The other one is relationship building. Number one, what kind of business are we in? A transactional or a relationship business?
Relationship.
A relationship business. So our job, 90% of the time, is to be building relationships. How many relationships did you build today? How many have you built today? How many have you built? We have to build relationships. The more relationships we have, of course, the more opportunities we have. The bigger our database is, the bigger our influence is, the bigger our following is on social media, the more exposure that we have. So relationships building is where we need to be. Go to events, which we're going to talk about a little bit. Go to an event, meet people. Hey, I never met you before. What do you do? Oh, I lend private money. Oh, I may need you. Oh, what do you do? Oh, well, I sell this. Oh, I might need you. Let's exchange information. Now I have additional relationships that I could work with. I used to have a contest with my sons. I have two sons that we used to go to events. And I'll tell them, whoever collects more business cards will get $20 right now. They had a suit. So they would go, hey, how you doing? My name is Oscar. How you doing? They would give them my business card. Can I get your business card? They will come back with about this many business cards. I have about 6,000 contacts. I'll put them into my database. Now I have more contacts. So more relationships, more business, more opportunities. That's where we need to be every single day, 80 to 90% of our day. Recognizing new opportunities. What may be a new opportunity? Mailers? Oh, I never done mailers. I never did door hangers. Maybe I could pay somebody to do some door hangers. You know, I haven't done farming. I heard of that when I first started real estate. I don't even know what farming is. I need to give myself a farming list and start doing farming to, to target specific clientele. People that make $250,000 more. People that have a free and clear property. People that are over 62 years old. People that own 5 or 6 properties. We need to find new opportunities. The more opportunities we have, the greater our possibility is to earn more money, which we're gonna learn about right now, okay? Planning and recreation. You're saying, wait, recreation. Well, recreation is different than popular activities. Okay, recreation is when you do rest, you do take some time off, you do get your thoughts back together. We all need that. You know, we work hard, we play hard. But I want to focus on planning. And then we're going to go to the last one. And then I'll show you how to make money. Okay, because everybody here wants to make money. Okay. Pick up your planner. Have a planner, phone, anything. If you don't have it, go ahead and go get it. Do you have one under your desk? No? 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 Okay. All right.
I did one.
Do you have a planner?
I do.
Like this or on the phone?
Wonderful.
Okay. How about you, sir?
I have a command.
Command? So you have it on your phone too?
I use it on my computer.
All right. So let's pick on Joseph because I like him. So when I meet you for the first time and we're talking and I gotta stay there. And we're talking and I'm asking you, you know, your information about you and we're talking about a transaction. And that's it. It's a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, this, nice square foot, this is how much I'm selling it for, and I'm giving you all this information. You're out in the street, where are you putting this information?
I'm in the streets.
Well, you're not in your desk, you're maybe in my office, you came to my office, or you met me at an open house, or where are you gonna put this information that you talked to me about?
They put it in my database.
But you don't have your computer right there,
No, I don't.
so where are you gonna take the information? So, for the most part, a lot of us put it on our phone, correct? We go ahead and put it on our phone, because we don't have no planner, no nothing, we put it on our phone. And unless we have an effective follow-up system, which I've realized in this industry, not many people have a bulletproof or a good follow-up system. How many times have you had somebody, you know, I'll go ahead and send you an email with that information. They walk away, and you never get that email. They just told you they were gonna send it. I've done that. I'm pretty sure people here have done that. I got turned on and got recruited by that guy in Wells Fargo because he sat down with me. He said, how you doing? What's your name? Okay. He pulled out a calendar, like I said, plain phone. And as I was talking, he was taking notes. I didn't pay attention to that, just taking notes, making it, you know. We leave, a week later, I get an email with a report that I had talked to him about. And the next day, he sends me a delivery of an item that I had told him that I really wanted. And it blew me away. I was like, wow, this guy remembered. And I called him, I go, how did you remember? I've never really had anybody follow through and do what they said they were gonna do, especially because we were like a little restaurant. Here, I have one. I have one for you. So it really impressed me. It really impressed me. I joined him. I joined the company that he was working with because I thought he was so sharp. I just really was impressed that he took notes. He seemed me important enough to take notes and to follow through with it. So then I went to that class. I said, I want to be just like you. I want to be sharp. I want to be able to sit down with people, remember what I talked about, and follow through so that they could say, this guy goes through with his word and he follows up. I just thought of him like the best character person just because he followed through. So I went to my class and I came out and I carried my little calendar. Before it was a bigger calendar back, you know. But now you could get one of these for a nominal price. This one is for 3 months. It's every quarter. But what it does, it helps me review previous week, how I did, what I did wrong, and plan for next week, what I need to do and how I need to do it. And what they taught us, and what I want you to walk out of here is that every Sunday night or Monday morning, for you to sit down and plan your day, plan your week. You say, I never really do that. I just get up and I wing it. I get up in the morning and I say, okay, what am I gonna do today? Oh, I'm gonna go to the office, make some phone calls, some email, maybe a call or two. Okay, that's it. But unless you write it down, like many people have told you, it's really hard to follow up. People say that you could do goals. We just came into New Year's. My New Year resolution is this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. It's been proven that if you write it down, the possibility that if you do it goes up to 70, 80%. Have to write it down. Many of us don't write it down. Why? Because we don't have where to write it down. So there's a homework that I really want you to consider. This is just from my heart. But it will definitely make a difference in your life. And that is to get yourself, even if it's a notepad like this. Now, these are nice, and I'm not picking on you. These are nice. You know, her tablet is nice, you know, you write in there. But why do you have to have it in one place? Because when my day's over, okay, let me find one. When my day's over, I want to be able to go back and see the notes I took. Like right here, one customer, another customer, a lead, and things to do. Now, for the end of the day, I try to do everything because it's written down. But guess what? I go back the previous day and see what I didn't finish, and the previous day before that and see what I didn't finish. And then I say, you know, I'm gonna follow up in 2 days. I'll put it over here. Now you're saying, oh, my phone does that. Yes, it does. And the phone is good to remind you. But it is very hard for you to sit down with somebody and take notes on your phone. Okay, wait, can you repeat? And what's, you're like, okay, it's okay. And you can only put so much, but you can't really be going back. This is old fashioned, but the most effective way because you can go back the previous day. You know, sometimes I talk to people and take their social security, their date of birth and different things. I can't have it in a little sticky. I can't have it somewhere. I don't even want it on my phone. But sometimes I have to follow up and go back. And I never skip a beat because I have everything right here in one place. So if you get one, I have collections of these for years. And what's so beautiful, you could go back and say, wow, in 1980, I was doing loans for $150,000. That was a high balance there. I mean, and I knew this agent and I knew that agent, I was doing this. There's times that I've gone back and got motivated. I go, I used to be on fire. I used to have about 6 appointments a day. One time I had 30 appointments in one day on a Saturday. And we took every single, you know, private office. I mean, it was like incredible to go back. So do consider, the name of this one is Full Focus Planner. They have a video that trains you on how to do your goals, how to review your past week, and how to do your future week. And it breaks down everything that you need to know. Now, with that being said, I'm going into something else. I'm gonna try to help you guys make some money, okay? So homework number one, if you really want to be effective, get yourself a planner. Please get yourself a planner and carry it with you.
Where can we buy this?
You could buy it, yeah, that's a good one. That's
Where?
Internet. Yeah, the internet, so you could get it, okay, so. Now, this is something you could put on your planner. But this is something that you need to have now. What is this? What is this? I went to a 2-day seminar. It wasn't as good as a planner, but I went to a 2-day seminar for realtors on how to strategically plan as a realtor. So I learned and I teach it. Now, these are tools and things you should have, and everybody should have, but we don't all have. What is your mission statement? Have you ever heard that? Do you know how to respond to your mission statement? My mission statement is to help as many individuals buy a home so that they could obtain the American dream, and if possible, with any program or incentive. I want to help every person obtain the American dream. That is my mission statement. People have mission statements that are different and they live by it. They're like, you know what, that's my mission. To help the homeless, to help the poverty, to help the abused children. You know, what is your mission? What gets you up in the morning? What's your reason to get up in the morning? So you have to have a mission. You know, it's like they say, what is your reason why you do what you do? Because I love this, I love that. So values, everybody know values? This is the value that I don't like. I'll work with you, but you gotta give me a cake back. That's not part of my values. Some people don't have values. They do whatever it takes to get a deal. And then there's some that have values of being honest, being responsible, being a pillar in the community, helping outreach to the community. What is your values? This is identifying you as a person when you do your goals. Now, we're not doing goals right now, but I'm gonna have a class on doing goals. Now, this is basically how to prepare for the goals and what you need to have, okay? Now, where it says levers, it's not levels. It's levers are just simply things that are part of the whole goal. So standards, what are your accepted business standards? I have standards, and you know why I changed the standards? I used to work with first-time home buyers and gave them all the down payment assistance programs. And I work with people with low FICO scores. One gentleman told me, Oscar, you've been in the business for a long time, very smart, you know everything. Why do you work with those type of clients? You need to pick up your standard a little bit more. I was like, well, they're my people. I want to help them. And I want to help everybody. Yeah, but you have to understand that you have to grow and pick up your standards. Why don't you work in Brentwood, in Keller Williams West Side? You know, you got to pick up your standard. Who do you work with? Well, I'm not saying for you to work with high end and not with low end, but you have certain standards in your life of how you work, who you work with, and how you work. So everybody has to have standards and you live by them. You can't let other people make what's important and urgent to them important and urgent to you. You have to have certain standards. Goals. What do you want to achieve? We're going to go into a spreadsheet that's going to tell us how many listings you have to make your goal, how many sales you have to do to make your goals, and how many people you have to talk to do your goals. Now, who wouldn't want to know that and say, if I want to make $300,000 this year, I need to talk to 20 people a day. I need to pre-qualify 2 people a day. I need to open this group once a month or something to that effect. Okay, so we have to have goals, but right now we're not going to do it. Target market. Who are you going to focus on? I'm going to pick up my friend 2 over here. He started a campaign for farming in a certain area, and he wants to target people that are Russian. Wow. How can you do that? That are 65 and older, that are single family residents, and maybe that they own 4 or more properties. I don't remember the statistics, but we did a farming for him because that's who he wants to target. Now, how important is it for you to know who you want to target? Or are you just getting a shotgun and saying, hey, let me see who I hit. No, you could be laser focused and say, I want to work in Brentwood, or I want to work in Culver City, and I want the people that are 62 years and older, and I want the ones that have two-story homes, because I know that those people can't be going up and down the stairs. I'm gonna try to get a listing there. Or you could get a list of people that own 4 or 5 more properties. Those people are more willing to sell than somebody that owns 1. Why am I gonna sell my house? Where am I gonna go? Versus you have 5, hey, why don't you sell this one and you buy some more, so you get better. So you need to be specific as to who you want to target. But you can't just go up to them and say, hey, guys, I'm the best realtor in town. I've been doing this for 20 years. You should use me. You know what they're saying? They're saying, what's in it for me? I don't care if you've been 20 years. I don't care if you've been 30 years. I don't care if you just started. What's in it for me? We do that. When we go to the store or buy a car or anywhere, we're always like, what's in it for me? We don't care about them. Well, the customers, the same thing. You have to have a value-added proposition. Value-added proposition. In other words, you list your home with me, I will stage it for you for free. I will pay for the movers. I will go ahead and give you a credit. I will do this, I'll do that. Some kind of value proposition to set you apart. Have you guys seen our ads from Rocket Mortgage on the internet or on the Zillow? I mean, not a Zillow, on Netflix, and different, Facebook, Instagram. I mean, we have a 1% down. And we had it with no PMI. Just in January 1st, it changed, but we had it 1% down. We're different. That's our value proposition. Call us. So many calls.
How much is no rate?
It's the same rate, but the program now, you have PMI. Now you have to pay PMI, but it's still 1% down. And we give them 2% free, like here's 2% for your down payment. That's the value proposition. Now, I'm not saying for you to do that, but you need to find a value proposition, something that you're gonna say, work with me because I have this, or I can help you do this. Something that sets you apart. So value proposition. But then you have to have a strategy to do it. Okay, my strategy is to do farming in Culver City to target the elderly so that I can help them buy a house that's not 2 stories. That is my strategy. And you know what? I'm gonna send mailers. I'm gonna get the list with phone numbers. And then I'm gonna go do some door knocking there. That is my strategy. And then I'm gonna follow up another 30 days and send another batch. And I'm gonna send some more. So my strategy is that. And I'm gonna do 2 hours of cold calling every day. I have to call at least 50 people before I end my day. That is my strategy. You have to have a strategy. And you put it in writing and you really have to do it, or else, you're just saying you're gonna do something. But you know when it works, and we're gonna go to the bottom after, when you have somebody holding you accountable. Like your mom used to hold you accountable when you had to do your homework. Or your dad, you have to take out the trash. Hey, what happened? Come on, let's do it. A coach holds the players accountable. You could have a partner here that holds you accountable. I will hold you accountable, but you need to have somebody hold you accountable. But now you just don't do it. I get caught up in that. I'm not perfect. Everybody here. So structure, let's go to the structure. The structure is a little bit long, so I'm going to try to whiz through this. You have to have a structure. What is a structure? If you go down, you have to have systems. Systems are so important. What is your system? My system is to do my email, send out my postcards, go ahead and do some cold calling, post my social media, and go ahead and do mastermind, and then do a training. And then this evening, I'm gonna go to a network event where I'm gonna meet a lot of other agents. So everybody has a little system, or they have an assistant there's a young lady by the name of Samantha that's on the phone. She's gonna be doing cold calling for my past customers, and we're gonna get a list for her to call, it's the same way Joseph is doing, a list that's targeting certain people that are making a certain amount of money in a certain area, certain bedroom count, certain square footage, free and clear. You have to have a system. You have to have the tools. The tools are your phone, your computer. But let me tell you a tool that a lot of people don't have. Open house signs. Do you think you should have open house signs if you're a realtor? Yeah, you should. You think you should just have 2 or 3? No, you might have 20 to 30. Now, being you, I'll begin you, you may not be able to afford all those tools. Open house, a sign, all the bells and whistles, and then you get a list and you gotta have the other signs. You may not have that. But eventually you need those tools. And you need also a CRM. Now, CRM is not here, but you need a CRM. It doesn't matter what CRM you have. What matters is that you use it. Now, I'm getting a license to be able to be on command. So that she's working on getting me a seat on command so that I could see what you're seeing and tell you, no, this is how you do it. This is how you follow up. Let's bring in a list. Let's put it in here and let's start making some phone calls. Let's do some follow up. Let's do it like this. Okay, cool. Now we're all on the same page. Now, do I need to do that? No. But I've noticed that about 80% of the realtors, 80% that I work with, don't even know what a CRM is, yet alone use one. And the ones that have it don't know how to use it, so they don't use it. It's very few, like 1 percentile, that use their CRM effectively and regularly. So that is a tool. The people you work with, I just mentioned Samantha. We have Laura, we have Frank, who's the people that you work with? And teamwork, of course, we have that here. I have not seen divisions yet, and I hope I don't see them, but for the most part, it's part of your structure, okay? Ability. We all need to have skills. We all continue to get training, and we are going to do masterminding. That's important. A lot of successful people do masterminding and coaching. How many here have been coached before? Okay. Some people have to pay to get coached, and they pay a lot of money. My son gets coached, and he pays about 250, and he's on the lower level. As they go up on a higher level, they pay 500, then they pay 1,000. The more production they do, the more money they take from them. But they're sharp, and they have it once or twice a week, and then they have homework, and then they hold them accountable. Just like a coach. I need you to do 50 push-ups, and I need you to do 100 sit-ups, and I need you to do this, and I need you to run 20 laps. Okay, you're getting ready. Can I do it again? You have a coach right there just on you. Well, I do training and I do coaching, and what I teach here, I'm gonna follow up with everybody here and hopefully help you navigate to a better productive day, because that's what we're talking about, planning your day effectively and not letting other people interrupt your business. But in order for you to have your business running, you do need to have all this stuff in order. I would say all of it, but you could get away with 90% of this stuff that you have. I mean, you don't even have a mission statement. You could just say, I just want to make money. That's my mission. You may not have a mission statement. You could live without that, but this is basically making you a sharp real estate agent, well prepared with the right tools, the right structure, the right target market, everything correctly. Okay, now we're going to go to the actions. What specific steps are you going to take on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? The action. So you could put goals. You could say you're going to do something, but unless you take action, and sometimes massive action, like let's just say I'm broke. I need something. My goal was to make 50 calls a day. You know what? I gotta make about 150, man. That's massive action. Right now, I need to do this. I need to do open houses every weekend. I need to go ahead and make calls every day. I need to go to events on a regular basis. I mean, I need to just hustle. So actions, we have to take actions and we have to hold each other accountable. Now here we ask everybody to tell me what actions you're gonna take. We're gonna pass that. I don't wanna keep you here after 12 and I have a couple of more important things I wanna give you. So next time we meet, I'm gonna ask you, What actions have you taken? Oh, I took notes. Okay, good. Where did you take them? In my little pad? Okay, you took a little pad and you didn't even do anything, so, but I'm gonna be nice and we're gonna hopefully get you to the next level. Last one, accountability. We talked about that. How will you measure, track, and review your efforts and results? We're gonna go into that right now. And then your personal environment. Personal environment means a lot. If you're working somewhere where you don't get along with somebody and, you know, you have issues, you know, and maybe it's a unhealthy environment, it's toxic. You know, sometimes people can't be productive if you're in an environment like that. But I see the environment here good, so I don't need to go into that. So we're gonna go into something, if you can go ahead and change the screen. All right, so go to the top. All right, so I came up with a sample right here, and I can send this to everybody because this is not really a handout, okay? This is an Excel spreadsheet. So let's start with our new person. Yeah. How much do you want to make this year?
This year. Oh, no, you said 300,000 earlier. I like that number.
She's a copycat. She's a copycat.
I'm new, I'm learning, I don't know.
How much would you like to make this year? 500. You?
Honestly, realistically, 150.
How about you?
500,000.
500. How about you?
You know, you're supposed to say big numbers, set big goals, but realistically, say 150.
So yes, sometimes we go big and then if we don't do it, we feel bad because we didn't accomplish the goal because we set ourselves up to fail. You know, we kind of like, oh yeah, yeah. And then you don't do it and then you, so it's good to be aggressive, but to be realistic. You know, if you've never made $1 million and all of a sudden you want to make $1 million in 1 year, it's like, wait, you probably need to get to a quarter and then $500,000, you know, take it easy on yourself, you know, have a system. But we're gonna go with 300, okay? Average sales price, we're gonna say $1 million, and average commission per side is 2.5. Okay, so gross commission is gonna, at 90%, now, everybody might be here at different, rate. They might be at 60%, they might be at 100%, 90%. It depends on what you negotiated and how new you are, okay? Because if you're new, you can't come in negotiating 100%. You have to earn it. So I use 90%. So 90% of that is 22,000. Number of sites required to reach your goal is 13. So in order for you to make that money, you need to close 13 transactions. How are we gonna break it down? You wanna go up a little bit? Now, this is really important for us to read together, okay? Listings are the name of the game. Oh, I work with a lot of buyers. That's good. But listings is the name of the game. That's who has control. That's who could double end them. So he who has the listing controls the business. He who has the leads controls the business. So we need to do lead generation. Brian talked about it. He said, what are the 3 things that we gotta do? Lead generation was one of them. You have to have leads coming in, or else your well is gonna dry. And you're like, I've got nothing coming in anymore. Because nowadays, customers are not knocking on your door saying, hey, I want this rate right now, sell me a house. So if you don't have leads, generating leads, whether it's through farming, social media, or paying for leads, you're gonna dry up. The same way with listings. So 75% should be listings and 25% should be sales. Okay. Now, this is manipulated. You could change it around. Okay. So if we say, you know, you're listing 50% and sales 50%, that's kind of what we're saying, which means we have to sell at least 3 and we have to have at least 10 listings. And you could say I do 70% listings and 25% or vice versa. I put 50-50. You guys are understanding, correct? We're good. All right. So now we go down a little bit more. Number of listing sites required to close to reach your goal is 10. 7 of them are listings. So number of sales required to close to reach your goal is 3. Okay, average percent of a listing taken that close. Now that is also customizable because your pull through may be impeccable. 100% of the listings you take, you close. It's very hard. You have to have at least 90%. You know, I put 80% to be conservative. But everybody has a pull through. Now, if you don't know your pull through, it's okay. You could start with an 80%. That's pretty fair. That means that out of 10 transactions, 2 of them fall. Some people are 50-50 because, you know, sometimes things happen. So that's very important. But I'll go down. Number of appointments needed to obtain one listing. Those are appointments with people, not just conversations. Now, to get 4 appointments, how many conversations do you have to have? And you could break it down and say, you know what, I've had only 2 conversations today, and I'm in a relationship business. I'm not gonna reach my goal if I'm only talking to 2 people a day. I would ask everybody here, how many people did you talk to last week? Don't tell me. But you're gonna measure yourself. One of the most important things in any business is to measure. Because if you're not measuring, like, okay, I want to lose weight. How am I gonna know if I'm losing weight or not? You gotta measure it. The same way with any type of activity, you have to measure it, and that's really have somebody holding you accountable. Did you make your 50 calls a day? No. So, did you get any appointments this month? No. Well, you're not making calls, you're not gonna get appointments. It's just basic math. It's not hard. Well, I do what I want. I'm independent. I'm on commission. Nobody tells me what to do. Well, I know nobody tells you what to do, but wouldn't it make sense if you do what you're supposed to do or said you were supposed to do, you'll start seeing results. So now, let's go lower a little bit. Number of contacts needed to obtain one appointment, so you have to talk to what, 10 people? And really a lot more, because again, the percentage you could change. Do you break this down the way you want to fit your need? Of course, don't be too conservative or like, you know, I'm gonna talk to just 2 people a day and make $500,000. No, that's not gonna work. This is gonna break it down for you. Number of sales contracts needed to open in the next 12 months, number of new listings, and then keep going down. Right here, number of contacts needed per week to hit my listing goal. You multiply that by 5, which in this case, it's 8, but it's actually 14 because this is really the number that we're looking at. Number of contacts per day to hit listing 1.6, 2.0 now. I know that this may right now be saying, I didn't understand it, I did understand it, I don't know why I need to do this. It's a tool that many agents that I work with use. And it actually is a list that I've used for many years where I get together with my partners weekly and see how they're doing. And I share how I'm doing. And we encourage one another. But they're my partners. I can't do it with the whole office, but apparently, eventually, you know, you're my partner, I haven't really worked with you, you know, you're my partner, you know, so my partners and I, that we work together, we hold each other accountable. We support each other in the business and the growth and open houses and marketing and farm lists, etc. This is something that I do with my partners, and I've done it for many, many years. Where we get together and say, okay, where are you at with your activities? Oh, you know what? I haven't contacted, you know, 8 people. I haven't contacted before. And how many are you contacting every week? Just 4. So if your goal is this, you're probably gonna be at half of that because you're really not doing what you're supposed to do. Now, the follow through, the pull through is one thing. And then also if it's 50% listing, 50% sales, those two you can manipulate. And you could change this around. But I want everybody to have this. Can you send it out to the participants here? And have it ready for next week. I'd love to, we don't have to go through a whole class, but next week at the same time, I do have a class. And the next week's class is, what is it? CRM. It's CRM. And by that time I should have access to Compass, Command. But we're not just gonna sit down and do a little setting up an appointment, doing this. No, I'm gonna bring to you strategies that have been proven with a lot of other agents. And then we're gonna get you a list because we're gonna put you to work to make calls and make contacts so that you can be contacting 8 people a day or 10 people a day. Now that's contacts. You could call 50 and maybe only talk to 8. You could call 100 and maybe left message for half of them. It's really where you talk to somebody and you did something like, okay, I'm gonna call you back, we're gonna set up an appointment. Strategically, you have something working with them. But just making calls doesn't mean, okay, I made 50 calls, but I didn't talk to nobody, that's it. Oh, no, you gotta talk to somebody, because I could just, put an automatic dialer. As a matter of fact, in our next class, there's a software that we could put your database in there. And they get a call on a dialer. And if they answer, it hangs up. You guys have this messages come to you. If they don't answer, it leaves a voice message. So you could, hi, how are you doing today? Hi, I'm sorry that I missed you, but I was calling just to follow up to see if we could go ahead and set up an appointment or it was nice talking, whatever generic message you're gonna send. If you have 500 people, boom, it'll start calling those 500 people and it'll leave messages for the ones that don't answer. Didn't that save you time and energy? Instead of you calling those 500 people, the system automatically did it for you. So I'll get you information on that, okay? Depending on how many people you have. So I'll get you information on that. But next week, bring your laptop because we want to work on your CRM. If you have Command, we'll work on Command. But I also want to do what I did with you, and I did it with Sandra, I think, where I was able to get their contacts, all their contacts from their phone into their CRM. Now, you're saying, why would I want to do that? Well, don't you have your customers on here? Your past customers, your investors, your future customers, you have everything right here, correct? It's not a CRM. You can't say, like I have, I'll show you what I have right here, which is really cool. Is I created a list of different contacts on my phone that I could go ahead and send out. If I want to send out to my 8 realtors, I could just press a button and send something to all of those. If I want to send something to my past customers, I just press a button and everything goes out to my past customers. So I'm not saying one to everybody because not everybody is the same. So I will teach you how to do this on the next class in CRM. Bring your phone. And we put all your contacts into one place. And yes, you will have to do some homework because the system doesn't know if that contact is your brother, family member, or if it's a customer. So you have to put Joe, past customer, Mary, friend, Robert, investor. So you have to categorize. You're saying, oh, that's a lot of work. It's your database. It's your money. It's your book of business. It's what you're going to have for many years. It's where you get your business. So you have to work it. There's a saying where I come from is that you have to do database management every single day. Database management every single day. What do you mean database management? Yeah. You know how many years it took me to get it right? 2.5 years. Because I had 3 databases and I was updating this one, then I had to update this one, and then I had to, I went to this class and I said, you know what, we just have to have one. So I found a program that merges everything together and I was able to do the labels. Now the labels, pay attention to this one and we're almost done. The labels are gonna be great because guess what? It's gonna force you to go back to your phone and see everybody. And while you're doing that, it may take you 2 days, it may take you 2 weeks. While you're doing that, you're calling them. So say for instance, you have 1,000 contacts. You're not gonna be able to go through all of them in one day. So maybe one day you do 100 and you're calling the people that you wanna talk. Hey, Joe, remember I sold you a house 3 years ago? I'm sorry I haven't followed up. I didn't have your email on my database, but now I do. You'll be getting some friendly reminders from me on a regular basis. Is that okay? Yeah, sure. And of course, remember that I'm in real estate. If anybody wants to buy, sell, or refinance, or you just need advice, make sure you have my phone number. Is that okay? Yes. You have it? Yes. I'm gonna send you an email right now with all my contact information. All right, cool. It's one call. You put right there, past customer. You can even put notes to remind you.
This is not command, right? It's not on command that you're talking about. It's
We'll,
another
we'll get it into command,
Oh,
but
okay.
command doesn't do that
Oh.
from your phone.
Command,
Different than command? Is it different than?
Yeah, command doesn't have the feature of getting your contacts from your phone in there. It doesn't have that
So it's
feature.
better than command.
No, the feature I'm gonna show you is just to do that. And then we're gonna export that Excel sheet into command. Yeah, because command doesn't have the feature of pulling stuff from your phone. But I found a way, because I told you, I was trying to get all my contacts together, so in many years, I've learned different apps. And this one is free, if you have under 1,000. If you have over 1,000, then you could afford whatever you can now. But over 1,000, I pay $99 a year. It's worth it. I paid for 8 years already. It's worth it. I put something in here, oh, and it allows you to take pictures of the business card, and it puts everything in place. So if I meet you and say, hi, how are you doing today? Okay, yeah, let me have your business card. Okay, cool. I get it, take a picture, goes into my database. Has your name, your phone number, your email, company. I don't have to go and do it manually. So I don't mind paying $99 because I have more than 1,000. But if you have less than 1,000 contacts, it's free. So the first step is next week is gonna be with your phone. Remember your passwords for your iCloud, have your passwords for your iCloud and or your Gmail. Now, who knows if their contacts is synchronized with Gmail or with your iCloud? Does anybody know who are you? Okay. Normally, who has an iPhone? Okay, go to your contacts and iPhone. You have an iPhone too?
I do, but.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so if you go to your contacts, yeah.
I think last time you figured out mine is iCloud.
Okay, I got, okay, so good. So. Oh, look what I see. So you have 2,000, you have 2,071. So,
When you.
Okay.
You're ready to go?
so you're synchronizing to iCloud and iPhone. You have 700.
Thank you.
How many do you have?
I can't.
I only talk to my mom. You did. 5 minutes.
We can get it for free, you may have to pay, but,
As soon as you put the contract, it should.
but it's worth it, because what happens is that it's gonna incredibly change your way of doing business from now, because every person you meet that you put in here, it goes straight into your contact. So now you have an active contact management system that's up to date. So now you could call people and, set up appointments and do mailers, and you could categorize them so that you can focus on the individuals that you want to focus. Like I have A, B, and C realtors. You guys want to know how I categorize them? A is somebody that has done 2 or less transactions in the last 12 months. That's a C, like, I'll get to you, I'll see you when I see you. And then 2 to 5, which is not much difference, 2 to 5 is a B. Anything above 5 is an A. I used to have it up to 5 and then up to 10, but right now a lot of people are not doing 10. You know what I mean? They're like more 4, 5, 6, even if they're good, you know what I mean? Then you got some that do, I don't know how they do it, but they do a lot more, but those are way up there. You can't touch them sometimes. They don't even let you into their office, they have their own lender, their own this, their own that. So I categorize them, and you could categorize your customers as low, medium, or high. And you know which ones to focus on. So guess which ones I focus on are my B and on my A. The C's, I just send them stuff. But I won't be calling them because it's like, you haven't done anything in a whole year. So really, there's nothing there. So you need to work smart, and working smart is having a calendar, knowing what to do, and we're gonna save the worst for last, okay? Time wasting. Trivia, busy work. Sometimes people say, hey, guess who won? Did you watch the football game? You know what the score was? Did anybody watch the Michigan game? It's like, and then you start talking, and that's a waste of time. Get out of here. I don't have time to be wasting my time with you. Some mail is a waste of time. Some mail that's overdue is not. So you have to make sure that you're top of your mail. Some phone calls. How many times have you got caught up in a phone call that really just lasted about 45 minutes? You're like, what did I do? I didn't do nothing. You want to talk for half hour or an hour with somebody, wait for the weekend or after hours, talk to everybody that you want. Time wasters. There is time wasters in this office. Other people that come and waste your time. So from this point forward, this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to be sitting doing work, and somebody's going to come to your door, and you're going to say in your mind, is it a time waster or is it important? Because now you're saying, I am not going to be wasting my time, because I have to develop relationships. I have to look for new opportunities, and I got to be planning everything that I do. And of course, pleasant activities. Pleasant activities happen to be social media type. It's pleasant, isn't it nice when you get it and you're like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at this. Oh, yeah. We get caught up. Some people can stay there for hours on social media. That is not where we want to be. So as a recap, and we went over a minute, is if you could put this one back up. So this one's going to be sent to you so that you guys can fill it out. But we're going to just recap it really quick, and what's important and urgent. Really try to live by this. It'll help your business. It'll help your life, personally, business-wise, everything. If you categorize your day and your week and your life this way, what's important and urgent for you may not be important and urgent for me. So I'm not going to let you make it important for me, but I'm going to respect you. But I have to do this right now. I'm sorry. I have something that's really important that I got to do. I have an appointment, so I'm going to go, and I want to be here. Okay, I want to be here most of the time. I don't want to be wasting my time. This is going to happen automatically. So you're here and here a lot of the times. You should be here, but by default, you're going to fall right here. This is where you're going to be a lot of the times, unless you find out, you know what, I'm being distracted. I got to be here. This one we can't control. Those urgent things come up, drop everything, we forget about our calendar, we forget about our commitments. And we don't want to be there, but that's important and urgent. This is what we want to be at. These are the important things. They're not urgent, nobody's dying, nobody's gonna go to the hospital, but they're important. Not important and not urgent is like, I'm just wasting my time on here. So put this up, I had it up in my wall. And I still have it up in my wall at home. Put it up and just remember where you're at most of the day. This will change your life. If you find yourself being here, then you're probably not gonna accomplish the goals. But if you find yourself here, finding new opportunities and building relationships, you should reach some of your goals. So that's our class and training for today. Next week, I'm gonna have the CRM. I'm gonna help you upload and synchronize all your contacts. And then we're gonna work on lists so that you guys should start making calls to those particular lists. And I would ask everybody to bring their little notepad. And whoever doesn't have one, I can get you one, okay? I have a lot of them. A lot of them. They're blank, they're not like a calendar type thing, but you don't need a calendar type thing if you don't use it. I like it because I have a section of notes, to-dos, tasks, and then every day is like my daily big three. What are my three biggest things that I need to do today? Planning, cold calling, and maybe an event. You know, so I know my three priorities. I love this one, and then I can go back and see what I did the previous week, and then plan for the next week. So I like that. But as long as you have something to write like she does, and you have it with you and you could go back, that's important. I'll leave you with a thought. When I hire people to work with me, they cannot sit down with me and talk to me about anything unless they come with a little more pen. And you say, what? Yeah, because I've had people say, it's right here. And then, hey, what happened with it? I forgot. I told you, you can't. I remember, no, write it down. So all my employees, when they would sit down with me, they would say, okay, I'm ready. And they can never tell me, I don't remember. Hey, you took notes. Go back and read your notes. That's how I learned. So thank you very much for attending this class. I look forward to meeting with these guys next week. Any questions?
Same time, same day. But
Yes, same time, same day. CRM, bring your phone and your passwords for,
Question, chat.
Oh, those are both me.
Oh, that's it.
I was asking to be a question because I'm also on the, yeah.
thank you.
welcome very much.
Thank you. You're my friend. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I put this. I think it's funny. Everybody like it. It's the Russian, but look at this place.
Thank you.
Stand for the lowing.
Wow, that's cool. Are those the real dollar bills and stuff?